I remember that day vividly, like it was just yesterday. My heart racing, palms sweaty, yet I stood tall, ready to stride into my own bank. I'm Monica Lane, the founder and CEO of Lane Financial, and you might think that a trip to work would be uneventful, right? But no, that day turned out to be anything but ordinary. So there I was, feeling a mix of casual confidence and purpose, dressed down in jeans and a simple hoodie, ready to handle some routine business at my own establishment. But the vibe shifted the moment I approached the teller. Her name was Lauren, and I can still picture her nonchalantly checking her phone, barely acknowledging my presence. I mean, this was my bank, my place where staff should be all about customer service, right? But instead, she didn't offer even a hint of courtesy. "You'll need to fill out a form," she said, her tone flat, devoid of warmth. It felt like a punch to the gut, like stepping into my own house and being told to wait at the door. It didn't take long for me to sense the undertone and atmosphere thick with unease as I finally handed her my ID, ready to declare my ownership. But that's when the plot twisted sharply. The minute I revealed my ID, things changed. It was like flipping a switch. Suddenly, it wasn't just a casual visit anymore. In walked Eric, the bank manager, with this scowl on his face that made my stomach drop. Instead of recognizing me as the CEO he should have been greeting, he approached with hesitation, eyeing me like I was some kind of criminal. "What's your business here?" he questioned, his tone laced with a skepticism sharper than I'd ever experienced. I could feel the blood rushing in my ears, the anger welling up inside me. I mean, here I was, the very person who built this bank from the ground up, being questioned about my intent to withdraw funds. I wanted to scream, "Do you even know who I am?" But instead, I took a deep breath, reminding myself that I was standing on solid ground. "I'm the CEO, and I think you'd better check your facts before you ask such questions." Yet instead of an apology or even a hint of acknowledgement, Eric's reaction was dismissive. He hit the panic button. Yes, he literally set off the security alarm as though I was some looming threat. My heart sank as I looked at the guard approaching, tension escalating. It felt surreal. Was this really happening? In my own bank, in that moment, I pulled out my phone, recording the madness unfold. It wasn't just for my own safety, but for the sake of holding him accountable. "You think this is okay, huh?" I asked, every word dripping with the weight of indignation. I wasn't just some client being misjudged. I was the face of change, fighting to dismantle the very biases that had blossomed in that room. People started noticing, murmurs building among the other customers, some sitting there with their jaws dropped, others shifting uncomfortably. They could see what was happening, and I could feel their support. It was like a wave of urgency washing over the scene. "Why are you treating her like this?" One woman finally spoke up, her voice steady but the intent fierce. "She isn't just some customer, she's one of the few Black CEOs, and you should be proud to serve her." Eric tried to brush it off, his voice trembling slightly as he justified his actions, claiming it was just standard procedure. But his words fell flat, hanging heavy in the air as I stood my ground. Standard procedure should never include denying someone basic respect, especially not in their own bank. And just like that, my resolve crystallized. I couldn't let this go unchallenged. Right there in front of everyone, I made the decision that would change everything. "I'm firing you, Eric." Right here and now, I announced, the words reverberating with an authority I hadn't even fully embraced until that moment. The collective gasp from the crowd echoed my emotions, a mix of shock and relief. Before Eric could recover, I laid out my plan for an emergency company-wide meeting to implement mandatory anti-bias training. If this incident showcased anything, it was that the fight isn't over. We have to educate, we have to correct, and we must own our spaces while lifting others with us. And I meant to make that change. As I left the bank that day, a whirlwind of thoughts raced through my mind. It wasn't just about that altercation. It echoed a larger truth about the ordinary discrimination many face daily, how many people feel they need to mask their identity to fit in, to be accepted. It made me realize how severe the need for change truly is, how we have to lift up voices that too often go unheard. So I stepped out, breathing in the crisp air, my heart pounding, but with renewed strength. I reflected on the power we all hold to change systems that drag us down and to uphold respect and dignity for everyone around us, regardless of their background or attire. But that's where I need you, yes, you, who's watching. What are your thoughts on discrimination? Have you ever witnessed an injustice like this? Or maybe you were the one fighting back. I invite you to share your experiences below. We need to have these conversations. Together, we can foster a community that stands for respect and belonging for all. So let's keep this dialogue going, like, share, and drop your comments. Let's ensure no one else faces what I did that day at my own bank and work towards a future where dignity is a given, not a fight. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and remember, the power for change lies in all of us.